Kate Steinle's accuser, killer, found not guilty of murder to be deported. Joseph Ingus Garcia Lazar, whatever, was found not guilty Thursday of murdering Kate Steinle on Pier 14 in San Francisco in July 2015 in a case that sparked heated national debate over illegal immigration and so-called sanctuary cities. The US immigration officials said that he will be deported. Again, mind you. Zara was acquitted of first and second degree murder and involuntary manslaughter. He was also found not guilty of assault with a semi-automatic weapon. He was found guilty of possessing a firearm by a felon. The jury had deliberated for 6 days. Steinle was walking with her father and family friend, I pronounce if I'm getting the name wrong, in July of 2015 when she was shot, collapsing into her father's arms. Zarak, whatever his name is, had been released from San Francisco jail about 3 months before the shooting, despite a request by federal immigration authorities to detain him for deportation. San Francisco is a sanctuary city with local law enforcement barred from cooperating with federal immigration authorities. And congratulations, one of your civilians is now dead. San Francisco is a sanctuary city with local law enforcement officials barred from cooperating with federal immigration authorities. President Trump has threatened to withhold federal funding to cities with similar immigration policies, but federal judge in California permanently blocked his executive order last week. It's no shock that the sanctuary cities are the democratically held ones. Hey, no shock there. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement announced late Thursday, following the conclusion of this case, ICE will work to take custody of Mr. Garcia Zakar and ultimately remove him from the country. ICE Deputy Director Tom Homan added San Francisco's policy to refuse and honor ICE's detainees is a blanket threat to public safety and undermines the rule of law. The tragedy could have been prevented if San Francisco had turned over the alien to ICE as we requested instead of releasing him back onto the streets. In response to the verdict, Attorney General Jeff Sessions released a statement saying despite California's attempt at a murder conviction, Stoddard was able to walk away with only a firearm possession conviction because he was not turned over to San Francisco to ICE. Turned over by San Francisco to ICE, sorry. When jurisdictions choose to return criminal aliens to the street rather than turning them over to federal immigration authorities, they put the public safety at risk, the statement said. And San Francisco's decision to protect criminal aliens led to the preventable and heartbreaking death of Katie Steinle. Upon leaving the courtroom, representatives for both sides spoke to reporters. Defense attorney Matt Grozzala offered his condolences to the Steinle family and said the outcome of the case did not make what happened in 2015 any less terrible. Public defender Jeff Zakic also released a statement saying Zakic was extremely relieved by the outcome and that while Steinle's death was a horrible tragedy, it was used for political fodder for then candidate President Donald Trump anti-immigration agenda. Zakic added despite the unfairly politicized atmosphere surrounding the case, jurors focused on the evidence, which was clear and convicting, and returned a just verdict. A spokesman for the district attorney office said the verdict was not one of prosecutors who were seeking, but at the end of the day, the jurors ultimately made the decisions. Prosecutors also said that the Stan family was incredible and that their hearts went out to them. While Zakic's immigration status brought the case into the national spotlight, jurors did not hear the evidence about that and was not a factor in the trial. After 12 days of testimony, dozens of witnesses, and 2 days of closed arguments, the juror had to decide whether Stanley's death was a result of an act or murder of a tragic accident. Reporters in the courtroom said that jurors looked very somber as they entered. When the judge handed the verdict, the courtroom was completely silent. During the reading of the not guilty verdict for involuntary manslaughter, the defense team nodded and approved but didn't show any emotion. Zakic sat staunchly in his seat. Early in the day, The bailiff and the court clerk were seen entering the juror room with a small yellow evidence bag before retreating it for a few minutes later. A source inside the courtroom confirmed that the jurors asked to see the gun used to shoot Steinle. Zakuk and his defense team maintained the argument that the suspect found the stolen weapon on the pier that day and it just fired. The gun belonged to a Federal Bureau of Land Management ranger and was stolen from his parked car a week earlier. Oh, okay. The bullet ricocheted on the pier's concrete walkway before it struck Steinle, killing her. Zakuk admitted that shooting Steinle but said it was an accident. However, the prosecutor painted a very different picture, telling jurors that Zarek deliberately shot the gun towards Steinle while playing his own secret version of Russian roulette. Following Steinle's death, Congress took action to pass new legislation called Katie's Law. The law, passed by the House of Representatives in June, increases the penalty for deported aliens who try to remain in the United States and are caught. So, what's my thoughts on all this? Okay, first of all, is the guy guilty? Well, look, at the end of the day, with the courtroom, you've got to go with evidence. So, if they haven't provided enough evidence to prove that he A, stole the gun, or that B, he actually played this secret game of Russian roulette, then the jurors have to go with the evidence. And as much as it sucks, yeah, that's how it has to happen. So, kind of sucks. But look, obviously my heart goes out to the family. It is a tragedy. It is a shock. It should never have happened. And Century City, San Francisco, I'd say they have some responsibility in this, to be honest, if not all of it. This guy was released from jail. He was supposed to be held. They wouldn't release him because they're choosing their political views over their civilians. And subsequently, someone was killed by a guy who should not have been in the country. So congratulations, San Francisco mayor and department. You literally killed this girl. Her blood is on your hands. You are responsible, nobody else. But anyway, but guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Do you think that he should have been found guilty? Do you think it was just a lack of evidence? Do you think the Century Cities are responsible for this? Or do you think that they're not? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below and we'll have a debate. Apart from that, guys, obviously if this video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. And apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great day and enjoy.